Hello everyone, how is it going? Today we are discussing Satisfactory Update 1.1. I've made a bunch of videos talking about Update 1.1 already, but this will be my very final, well technically second final upload for 1.1, but my final stream for it, until of course it actually comes out. Today I want to try and analyze all 4.5 minutes worth of gameplay footage we have now received for the update. And there's quite a lot to go over. I was going to make like a compilation video, literally just showing all the clips. But I thought, why do that when I can do a stream and we can go through it all together? And there is a lot to go through. Again, it's around about 4.5 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot. But we've got some parts throughout these trailers where it's essentially just rapid fire. There's so many things happening. There's lots to break down. So I thought we'd do like a comprehensive finale for our 1.1 teasers, essentially. And again, on Tuesday the 1st of April, I will be live streaming Satisfactory 1.1. So if you guys are looking forward to that 1.1 gameplay, then feel free to subscribe. You don't have to, but any support will be greatly appreciated. Welcome free-to-play noobs player. Hope that you're doing well. I know that joke, and I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. But regardless, let's start with our very first clip. And here we can actually see the hypertube. The very first new 1.1 feature we can see is this Y intersection, which is pretty cool. There you go, starting off with a brand new building right there. I don't think there's anything else that's new in this shot. I've also got some screenshots here where I can just zoom in and makes things a bit easier. But the Y intersection's pretty cool. I don't think there's anything else that's new there. Under 1 minute gang, welcome. Hope that you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. I don't think any of these icons are new up here. I don't think so. Quartz extraction, that's cool. I don't know what icon they've used there, but anyway, I don't think that is new. Let me go back to the clip though. We can see how the new hypertube's gonna work, which is pretty cool. Is that... No, that's not curve mode. Okay. I thought they might have been using curve mode there, but they're not. That's just the regular mode. Fair enough. It's really, really easy to zone as well. And this, how do you... Cycle... Travel direction. So it seems like if you were to press E there, it changes the direction that you want to try and go to. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's something I didn't actually spot in my video there. Okay. That's really cool. And again, this curve is also new. We obviously know about the curves regarding pipes and belts, which we actually talk about a little bit later on. But yes, this is new. The brand new curve there on the hypertube, which is fantastic. Welcome, Derek. You can make a tiny loop and see what happens. That could be quite interesting. Like, imagine... If we go back over here for a quick second... Imagine something like this, where you go round in circles again and again and again, because as long as you press E, I believe you go in the direction that you want to, and then you press E again, and then you go flying out the hypertube cannon. Would that work? Like rather than like a bunch of hypertubes and hypertube entrances, that's what you normally use to make the cannon, is there a way that you can just go around in circles and then just shoot yourself off? That could be interesting. There's always a possibility. Welcome, Jack-o'-lantern. Hope that you're doing well. Yeah, you can see the direction which you are traveling as well. You can just see it coming up there. See how it changes? 1 minute it's left, then it's right, then it's back to being left again. So if you press E, it will change to go to the right. If you press E again, it will change to go back to the left. And again, you can see which direction you are going to go into. And we've also got the hypertube branch, which is another new thing coming into updates 1.1 as well. And it looks like you can just rotate it there at the very end of one of these hypertube supports. So it looks like it snaps on rather easily, which is fantastic. And of course, it looks like you can rotate it as well. So I'm guessing it's going to be one click to place down, then one further click to rotate it in the direction that you want. It would be the exact same like one of those pipeline pumps, but a hypertube branch instead. That's really cool though. Make traveling far easier. Okay, next thing to show, of course, is the conveyor mergers. And again, this clip's fantastic. We've talked about it before. We've got a few different angles of this now. but this is the best clip we've got of it so far. Welcome Cloud09 Gaming, hope that you're doing well. A quick comment about answering a question you asked about in the last video about the triangle windows. Oh yeah, I think I've already seen that comment. It is just an illusion, I think. Yeah, it would have been fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, it would have been great if you could have had triangular windows, but it seems like that's not a thing. Also, apparently I overlapped the same audio file twice in that video, around about the 4-minute mark. I do apologize for that. I don't know how that got through, but very minor mistake. Do apologize for that. And there you go. We've got the output of the converters, constructors going straight into the mergers. My brain is losing brain cells rapidly. There we go. Overlapping another object's clearance, that's fine. Surface too uneven, that doesn't seem to be a concern there at all. Yeah, this is really, really cool. Like, just the way that the constructors can extremely easily just merge onto one another. That's fantastic. The second building has a small triangular window, it seems to. I mean, we'll get onto it in just a minute, but I don't know. I mean, for me, it looked new. That's why I kind of pointed it out in the video, but I'm still unsure. All I care about on this update is the elevator. Yeah, the elevators, again, we'll get onto that in just a moment, but that's really, really cool as well. Just, those lifts are a fantastic new addition. Especially when you're like me and you keep forgetting to add stairs into your projects, or if you just don't like how much room your stairs take up, all you gotta do now is just zone a lift, and there you go. It takes up one foundation, no trouble. Literally no trouble. It's so easy to zone as well. But yeah, this is fantastic. And of course you can snap. I'm guessing this is what the player is doing. You can snap next to the constructor, which makes things a lot easier to do here as well. So overall, this is again another really fantastic feature. I will be messing around with all of this on Tuesday, so not tomorrow, but the day after that. So again, I am looking forward to doing that as well. How simple that is as well. Like, yes, they're adding all of these features, but like, they're all simple as well. None of them are complicated. They just do what they're supposed to do. No messing around. Fantastic. It really is fantastic. It's 1:30 AM. Oh, damn. Yeah, I know that they changed the clocks here in England today. I'm not sure about the rest of the world. So it should have been almost 3 PM, but now it's 4 PM. Anyway, we've also got priority mergers. This is incredible. Again, I did mention this in the video yesterday, I believe that came out, but this is such an incredible feature. If this was a regular merger, what you'll be seeing right here is, in fact, wait, let me just show you the image. I can zoom in, there we go. You'll be seeing one packaged fuel, one plastic, and one rubber going out of the conveyor belt, and it'll be repeating in that exact same order. One packaged fuel, one plastic, one rubber, one packaged fuel, one plastic, one rubber, etc., etc. But now, because of the priority mergers, it doesn't quite work like that. If you were to set this to a high priority, everything on this conveyor belt will have to fully go. Like, there'll have to be gaps on this conveyor belt in order for one of these two things to then go in afterwards, which I think is really, really cool. If you were to set plastic to a medium priority, it still means that everything on this conveyor belt is going to go through first, and this will then go through second, and this will then go through third. But if everything was set to high priority, again, it would still be like one packaged fuel, one plastic, one rubber. This is a really cool feature. I'm sure there's going to be multiple different ways you can use this in your factories. But yeah, this is really cool. And I'm very glad that they have added this into the game, because I think it actually is a net positive, in my opinion. I think everything that they've added so far in this update is looking to be a net positive. But there we go. We changed the packaged fuel to high priority, and you can see it's only packaged fuel that's now going out on that belt. You then change the plastic to high priority, then it should automatically rotate between one packaged fuel and one plastic, as you can see. And then everything's now high priority. Well, the clip ends there, but if everything was high priority, it all would have been the exact same there as well. This is incredible. Again, I've talked about this a few times now, but I want to talk about it yet again because, again, it's a fantastic feature. Essentially, what's happening here, and this is quite a long clip, so I'll let it play out. These numbers that you see are being automatically calculated using, bam, good timing, these lasers, essentially, which calibrates the amount of items you've got on your conveyor belt. The reason why it calibrates, I believe, is so that you can see the exact amount of items per minute that is traveling on these conveyor belts. So You can double check your maths, see if everything is working good. And also, let's say you've got a system where you've got a conveyor belt going to like 10 different constructors, but you actually forgot how many items are going into all 10 constructors. All you got to do is just check your conveyor belt and you can see, okay, I've got 60 screws remaining. That means I can then put my screws in this assembler or that constructor or this manufacturer. So that's a fantastic way of seeing how many items you got left on a conveyor belt, which again is fantastic for remerging other conveyor belts or other resources together. So yeah, this calibrating feature and of course the fact that it shows you the numbers here is a really, really cool feature. I'm wondering if you can change the color of the number here, because right now it's just orange. Of course you can probably change the background. I wonder if you can change the the color of the numbers and writing there as well. And it seems like it does actually take quite a long time to calibrate, but that's okay. That's to be expected. And here we can see the lasers in work, which is again brilliant. Elevators have you so excited? Yeah, the elevators seem incredible. They really, really do. Well, there we go. Can't actually see it because I think the... Wait, did it change? It did. Okay, let me just show you this for a second. You can't see it because the chat's in the way. But look at this. It says 177 right now. But when we let the video play for a little bit, it changes to 181. That's part of the calibrating process. So it automatically can sense that, okay, you've now got more items per minute flowing through here. So it automatically updates itself, which is a really, really cool idea. And again, it updates itself even further. And this number would eventually rise, so that it should, in theory, equal 100 to 207. That's what it should come out to, so that's going to keep on rising till it reaches 207. Unless this goes up and down, or that goes up and down, then this will then go up or down to adjust with that. So, again, that's fantastic as well. Let me put my face back on screen. There we go. Hello. It probably takes a full minute. Yeah, probably. Which makes sense. I feel like for a feature this good, I don't mind it taking that long to calibrate. And there you go. It went up there again. You can't see it, but it went up to 189, then 193, 197. And there you go. Now it's on 228, which is more than what it should be, right? Wait, how does that work? Wait, let me just rewind this clip again. This is interesting. So, again, let's just get rid of the webcam for a minute. Here we can see there's 20 items per minute, 20 items per minute, and 20 items per minute on these conveyor belts. When the singularity cells go past this first laser, that's then changed to 23. But watch the second laser. That's now 26. Was that I think that says 30. Is that they? Nice English. Does that say 30? I don't know, but regardless, that should also be the same as that. I don't know how that's happened there, but oh well, hello. The number is a median of how many items go through in the last... Yeah, it has to be a median, yeah. So it's not like an exact up-to-date number, but I'm sure it refreshes every few seconds or so. Which makes sense. Of course, you've now got the curves both on the pipes and the conveyor belts, which is incredible. I believe I've also got a screenshot of that. There we go. Yeah, these curves look really, really, really good. Again, I've mentioned this before, but I think it is a really good addition. I'm pretty happy with it personally. So, yep. And again, that's the new build mode over there as well. So that's pretty cool. You can do the exact same thing as well with the pipes. And there's also, where is it? This other setting that they show here as well. Straight mode with the pipes. Brilliant. They did say that they were going to add this, I believe in 1.0, because they teased the conveyor belt straight mode. And then they said, if you like it, let us know, then we'll add straight pipes. We liked it, we let them know, and then they added straight pipes. Because they listened to our feedback, which is what a dev studio should do. And they definitely did do that, so that's an awesome thing. Okay, I will be talking a bit more about this clip tomorrow. I've got a full video kind of dedicated and centered around this particular clip, but I don't want to focus too much on the golf element. I want to actually focus a bit more on the lift, or the elevator, depending where you're from, element itself. And this is really, really cool. First of all, the actual design of it's great. I think it looks really, really good. When you want to try and connect power to the lift, that's where you do it from. I believe the door opens automatically. I assume, at least. We've then got our stream deck over here where you got 25 different floors you can potentially go to. And I think I might have mentioned this in yesterday's video. I definitely recorded myself saying it, but I think I might have cut it out. But essentially, let's say that you have 30 floors in your factory. I don't know what you're building to have 30 floors, but let's say that you do. But this only goes up to 25. Very simply, all you've got to do is just build another lift right next to it. Then have one of your lifts go up, let's say, 20 floors. Then the other lift go up 21 floors. Because again, one of the floors has to overlap each other. So you can go from one lift all the way to the top of here. Then jump onto this lift to then continue to go up. So that is really not a problem there at all. The lift feature itself is a fantastic addition to the game. We can change the music, which I think we get a better shot of a bit later on, which is great. You can also edit all of this, but again, we get to see that a bit later on there as well, which is fantastic. And it just goes up. Brilliant. Also, they did show this clip of the factory carts, which I actually did show in the very beginning of my video yesterday, which I think is kind of funny. And look at this, right? This is ridiculous. Look how easy that is. That's so easy to zone. You literally zoop the elevator. Welcome to Satisfactory in 2025, where you literally zoop an elevator. But yeah, these floors are pretty cool as well. You're actually going to see how far away the floors actually are, which is pretty good. Because let's say you don't call it floor 1 or floor 2, but instead you call it like iron floor, then copper floor, and then limestone floor, or whatever, let's say, for example. But then you don't quite know what floor comes before the next. You can then see how far away each floor is. Because I don't know if you can, like, change the order of the floor either. Like, I don't know, yeah. It's cool. But there we go. We also have the music there. Did they show us other music? Hiss, hiss. Fantastic lift. What, lit even? Wait, was that lift or lit? I think it was lift. It was fantastic lift. Okay. But there you go. You can change the floor name. You can change the icon and the color there as well. That's pretty cool. You have a staircase next to a waterfall, and walking up it makes you nauseous. You can't wait to replace it with this lift. Yeah, it's a fantastic new feature. I do wonder how high you can build it, because we can see you can go up by 25 floors. But you might have one floor per 100 meters. So how high can you build this lift? Of course, we are going to be finding that out on Tuesday when I do live streams and 1.1 stuff. And there you go. Again, you can change all the icons. That's really, really cool. You can actually change the distance there as well, it looks like. Interesting. And then you just go straight up. I wonder, did I actually miss anything in this clip? I don't think so. No, okay, good. Oh yeah, this is something else that's new. These train stoppers, which are pretty nice. Of course, if you don't have that, then yeah, not very good. So that's a fantastic new feature. We get a really cool shot here of that. I think it looks really nice. And then here we get another screenshot of a bunch of new architectural stuff as well. Let's switch to this so I can zoom in. There we go. So we've already mentioned this a couple weeks ago now, I think. Maybe last week we've already talked about that. But that's still pretty cool. We've got this concrete horizontal and vertical pillar, which looks fantastic. We've also got a couple new architectural pieces up there. And this was like the main triangular window I was talking about. I thought this was new, but apparently it's not. I don't know. It still could be, but yeah, I really don't know if that's new. I think it is just an optical illusion. But regardless, it's still pretty nice. And of course, here you've got the main bridge cable there as well, a new architectural piece. I think I might even try and design some sort of like bridge in the new update, because there's so many architectural pieces that we can use for this. I think it'd be worth it. Absolutely, they make a video talking about it. Putting Goat Simulator soundtrack in an elevator mosaic, yeah. I think, because yeah, the devs for this made Goat Simulator, so there's no reason why not. In fact, I think you can already collect Goat Simulator soundtracks in the Satisfactory world, I believe. On the left-hand side of the picture, on the edge, you can see a tiny window. This. Because I did see this as well, but you know what I thought that was? It's the... What's the material called? The Fix-It? I think it's just called, like, Fix-It material. But then it's like a 1 meter tall triangle, so that could be new, but... I'm not sure, because again, it could just be a window. Oh, sorry, a roof, even. I don't know. I really don't know. Welcome, Corin. Hope that you're doing well. What do you think they managed to add water? Oh, water physics. I have heard people talking about that. I don't know. I don't know. I think in one of the next clips, where is it? It was this one. I think someone left a comment about this in one of my last videos. But the water physics does seem to have improved slightly. I don't know if that's because they're using different graphics or whatnot, but it does look slightly better. So maybe they have changed the water physics. Obviously, we can't really tell because we've only got very small snippets. But again, on Tuesday when I stream 1.1, we can then get a much better look at that. This as well. Like, look at the water physics around this part. Let's just zoom in here. There we go. In my opinion, what it looks like to me is that the water is hitting this concrete and it's like repelling off of it. Whereas before, it never used to do that, I don't think. It used to just go straight through. But it definitely does look new. Welcome to board. I hope that you're doing well. See, look at that. It's like it's creating mini waves. It's crashing against the side of the concrete, and then it's forming very tiny waves. I don't know if that's new. But for me, again, it does look new. Because I've built almost all of my projects on the water in my 1.0 playthrough, and this, to me, does look new. Moving over to Twitch, that's fine. That's all good. Yeah, we'll go into that clip again in just a moment. Where were we? Also, I've zoomed in a lot here, haven't I? There we go. We've seen all of that. We talked about the lifts, we talked about the sign, talked about the trains. Oh yeah, the architectural stuff, yep. I don't think the Explorer's got any new changes to it. The ladder, I don't think's got any changes either. The gate, obviously, is new. The fan, which we'll get a bit of a screenshot on later on. And this. I very quickly want to try and get a picture of the... What's it called? An outpost tower. Where is it? Is it not called an outpost tower? I could have sworn it was. I've completely forgotten the name of it. I remembered it originally when I was recording this video. Lookout tower, maybe. So, this is what we've currently got in the game, right? This thing. It looks quite skinny. Especially this part up here. But this looks a little bit different. Slightly different, but I think it does look different. I don't know if this is just a regular lookout tower, but it just looks a little bit different, or if this is a Mark II lookout tower. Because again, I'm looking at the images side by side, and they don't look that similar. There's definitely similarities to it. I don't know. Because again, if you look down here, and look at this part in particular, that there's no yellow or orange secondary colors appearing through there. But again, when we go back to this image, there is. We've got orange up there, and we've got orange down there as well. So this does look like either an upgraded or overhauled lookout tower or a Mark II lookout tower to me. I think it could be new. Yep. The tower's shorter than you and you're 4'11". I think I'm close to 4'11". Actually, no, I think I'm 5'7". I'm short either way, unfortunately. We've got the stairs that were introduced in update 1.0, so that's not new for this update. We've got the storage shelves over there that have been confirmed to be called storage shelves. Some people were saying it's a custom-made asset that they've just copied and pasted. It's not. It is confirmed to be new. The fans down there are new as well. Again, those concrete pillars, which is pretty cool. So yeah, there's a lot of new architectural stuff here. I'm still convinced this is new. I'm still convinced, but we'll find out eventually, right? We'll find out eventually. The rails are normal for it. It's the same as usual. Maybe it is the same. I don't know. Maybe it is. The next image is this, where we get a much closer look again at 3 new architectural pieces. We've got this steel, well, they're technically both steel frames. And then we've got this concrete pillar up there as well, which again looks fantastic. I have talked about these in previous videos, and I think they are pretty cool. Of course, the more architectural stuff in the game is fantastic. In a weird way, though, I kind of hope they don't add too much architectural stuff. I think what we're getting at the moment is brilliant, but as long as you don't overcomplicate things, then it's fantastic. Well, yeah, this looks really, really good. Will I ever actually use these 2 particular items in one of my factories? Yeah. Probably. I think it could look pretty cool if you were to place this vertically, then have your power cables going from one floor to the next floor inside of that. That could look pretty interesting. And I'm sure I will most likely make a bunch of blueprints with this incorporated into it, so yeah, I'll probably end up using it. Same with that, and most definitely with this. Like, I'm not even questioning this one up here. I'm definitely going to be using that. I think it looks fantastic. And of course, these 2 things here on the side are just the regular concrete small pillars, I think they're called, but they're already in the game. And again, we've got our bridge cables up there as well. We've got the cluster and the singular, both of which are new. And I'm guessing these are 2 different not features, 2 different additions into the game. Like, I don't think the player here has just individually placed these cluster of wires. I think there's a cluster and a singular cable, which would make building, again, really, really cool. Ventilation is confirmed. Well, vents at least are confirmed, so that's fantastic. I don't think these serve a purpose, but it's still good to know that they are indeed in the game, as they were confirmed by Mikhail. And we've also got fans. Now, something that was actually raised in one of the comments of yesterday's video, if I get rid of my webcam for just a second here, is we can indeed see a pipe going into our fan, as well as our vents on top here as well. So I don't know if they've done this just because they can, or if this is actually used for something. Like, to power your fans or to power your vents, you need some sort of, like, water or something. I don't know how that's even going to work, but regardless, there is a pipe going into this thing. That could just be there for looks. It could be. Because the way it looks like, to me at least, is that this pipe goes straight through here, then into this fluid buffer, then that then goes straight down. But again, we don't know because the angle that we got doesn't fully reveal everything. But regardless, the fans are new, the vent is new, and I think that's it from that image that's new. And of course, then from this image, we've got a few new things here as well. Let's get the webcam back on screen. Hi again, it's me. So these concrete squares, again, are new. They look good. Not really too much I can say about that. You think the fan vents are a very nice aesthetic? Yeah, I think they are just an aesthetic. I don't think they are, like, a main gameplay element. Some people were saying it could be like a form of awesome sync. I don't think that's the case personally, but there's no wrong answers until the game actually comes out. So until the update comes out. So until Tuesday, no point in just not speculating. Let's just speculate everything. As you see by tomorrow's video, I make a pretty big speculation on something. Again, you have to stay tuned for that one. Here again, we've got our lovely steel beam thingy. I think that looks incredible. All for looks, I think so as well. All Shining Fish. And welcome to the stream, by the way, man. Hope that you're doing well. Here we've also got our storage containers there as well, which is fantastic. And the new gates, which I think look fantastic. Especially right here, actually. I like what they've done. The way that these trucks go straight through this, like, storage area. I think that looks really cool. I'm definitely not going to steal that and use that for a future build. Okay, I might do that. And again, I just saw this now, but this is new. These are our new wall holds, which, again, are confirmed to be new, which is fantastic. And I do believe we've got a screenshot about that a little bit later on. This is incredible. I mentioned this again in yesterday's video, but this is so big. This is massive. This is at least like 30% of my excitement from this one like short snippet alone. But essentially, these blueprints now snap onto other blueprints with conveyor belts, pipes, hopefully, railway, hopefully, and everything else to do with like connecting one flowing thing to another flowing thing. Makes no sense. But regardless, that's still pretty cool. That's fine, Godly. Thank you very much for tuning in. Yeah, this is an incredible addition to the game. It's going to make life so much easier, especially when it does come to trains. And yeah, this is really, really cool. I think we have actually got a pretty long clip of this here. It's not that long a clip, but it's fairly long. So it looks like the player actually... Wait. So it looks like they actually placed the blueprint down there. They do. Okay, so that's how it's going to work. So you have to select your blueprints. You then snap it to another blueprint, it looks like that. And then you just maneuver it to wherever you want. That is so cool. Yeah, you can then remove crash sites, we know. New destruction there as well, fantastic. Wall holds, yeah, again, brilliant feature. We have had this with pipes now for a very long time. I'm surprised we've never had it with conveyor belts. I'm sure there is a reason why they've never went through with adding that. But regardless, we've got it now, so that's fantastic. Left-handed signals, great as well. We also get another quick shot there of our Y-facing hypertube connectors, which is fantastic. And again, you can also copy and paste all the settings over here as well now. Like, that's fantastic. So rather than like placing down a sign, then going back to copy the settings, then pasting it, you literally automatically just copy and paste it, which is brilliant. Is there a new setting for that? I'm guessing that's sample building, maybe? No, it can't be. Either way, everything is copied and pasted across, which is brilliant. Oh yeah, fixing bugs as well, yep. And then, of course, the thing that I would say I'm looking forward to the most, especially as someone who uses blueprints quite a lot, vertical nudging. I mean, it's so simple. Like, let's say Satisfactory Update 1.1 is the very first time you've ever played the game, and you use vertical nudging. You're not going to think twice about it. But considering blueprints have been in the game now since Update 7... I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Update 7, which is a while ago now, just finally having this feature, oh man. Holy yes. It's amazing. It really is amazing. And I believe that's all the clips from the new teaser trailer. And I do realize I've spent half an hour analyzing a good, like, 3 minutes worth of footage right there, but there was a lot to talk about. Next up, we've got our previous trailer. I've already done a stream talking about this. Either way, this is still really, really cool. I definitely think that's new. Let's just, like, rapid fire go over everything that I think's new. First of all, these concrete foundation thingies for the trains, I think that's new. Like, the actual angle of them is new, for me, at least. Got the Y-shaped hypertube intersections. It's the only mod you use. Is there a mod for that? I actually had no idea. And I hope they keep the infinite nudging part. Yeah. Yeah, nudging's a bit annoying sometimes. I wish you can just nudge for a much further distance. And that's probably something I will add in my 1.1 review video, which I will be making on most likely Thursday. I want to give myself a few days with the update, and then I'll make a video about it, like a comprehensive review. New steel beams. That's new. We've talked about that. That's new, and that's new there as well. So that's fantastic. This is also new, and that's also new. The signs aren't new. Water physics, potentially new. We don't know yet. That's new. Shelves are new. The numbers are in the background are new. potential oversaturation there of the nuclear waste. Photo mode, I won't be talking about today. I've got an entire video dedicated to that coming out hopefully on Wednesday. I don't think that's new either. This thing. I don't think it's new. Vents, that's new. Of course, you got the vertical splitters and vertical mergers, and again, the lasers there as well, all of which are indeed new. We've talked about that already, but that's new. That's new. The lights are not new. The lift, of course, is new there as well. What made you get the mod? Yeah, I think I might have to, honestly. I missed the last couple clips there, my bad. Dabbing is... Oh, yeah, that's new. Of course it's new. Curved pipes and straight pipes are new. The lift, again, we've already talked about. And curved conveyor belts are also new there as well. And there's the gate. So, there's a lot of new stuff coming in this update. There is a lot of new stuff. And everything that they've shown so far, I think is good. There's nothing that I've seen that I think looks bad, personally. I think a lot of these features are huge quality of life changes. Massive quality of life. There's nothing major coming in this update. And honestly, I'm completely fine with that. Not every single update has to be a major update. Because honestly, if that was the case, I think it would get a bit boring. So it's nice to switch things up every now and then. I'm completely fine with that personally. But everything that they have shown, I am very happy with. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Is that a compact core? That's not relevant, but I've just thought I'd bring that up there. But yeah, everything here looks really cool. I've actually got a very... Actually, I was thinking about adding a coal power plant there, but I don't think I did in the end. I have got my water extractors right where they showed that clip. Here they do mention something about golf, but I don't think there's anything golf related in the background of this particular clip. Let's just see that again. No. I don't think there is anything golf related. Although, funny enough though, the video that I'm currently making, this video, is, in fact, here's a very quick sneak peek of it. There you go. So I did say it would be a very quick sneak peek, but I'm talking a bit more about golf in the actual video itself. And will Satisfactory be adding it? In theory, no, right? Of course not. Well, I've got my own theory about that. Yeah, that's all the 1.1 stuff I wanted to try and talk about today. Now, we've got a choice. Either I end the stream here, or... Actually, wait. No, I have to end the stream here. I was going to actually do a bit of Satisfactory, but I want to try and get that video that I just showed you in there in the background. I want to try and get that finished and get that ready for you guys tomorrow. I might be back with a second stream on Twitch only, though. Not on YouTube, on Twitch only, for some Assassin's Creed. So I hope that you guys are, if you're interested in that, feel free to follow the Twitch. But regardless, do let me know what you guys think about update 1.1. Are you guys looking forward to it? Do let me know in the comments if you guys are watching on the VOD. And if you're watching on the stream, thank you guys for tuning in. Tomorrow, again, that golf video will be uploaded, because I've got some opinions about that I like to say. Throw my 2 cents, like I always do with these things. But regardless, as of right now, because this is my very final stream until 1.1 comes out, and then of course, when 1.1 does come out on Tuesday, I'll then be streaming it the second it comes out on experimental mode. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Absolutely. The Hypertube network will also be a very... Yeah, the Hypertube thing will be very, very nice. Will I still use Hypertube cannons? Yes. But the thing is, though, those Y sections, or the T sections, Y sections, whatever they're called, right? The branches as well. You can technically split like from that and have 2 Hypertube cannons going off of those Y sections, which is really, really cool, which makes things like getting into the actual Hypertube cannon a lot easier, which is fantastic. Well, that's all good, Randy. Thank you very much for watching. I do greatly appreciate that. The thing is, if I don't end the stream, I'll just continue yapping. Also, I do apologize for the background. It's an absolute mess. I'm redecorating my room, essentially. So those 2 black cupboards there, or shelves, I'm now moving them forwards to where they are right now, and that's where I'm going to put some like displays and stuff in the background, and behind that, I'm building some bench press thingy. Yeah, not relevant at all to the channel, but in case you're wondering why it looks like a bomb's gone off, that's the reason why. But yeah, regardless, everyone, thank you very much for tuning in. Apologies for the short stream. I just wanted to give my overall thoughts and opinions about update 1.1. But regardless, thank you very much for tuning in. Have an amazing rest of your day, and remember, Godspeed.